reflect those of AM 620 WSNR or its management.
This is AM 620 WSNR, Jersey City.
No, I can't hear you, but hello, everybody. Welcome to another Just Enough Heshy Show. Esty, can I hear you?
I think so. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. While we're both chewing on this, Esty bought me a healthy candy bar. What'd you buy me?
It's not that healthy.
It's not. I knew it wasn't that healthy because it tasted good.
A kind bar. It's mediocre healthy.
I wanted an ice cream, and she didn't buy me an ice cream.
I thought he was just saying ice cream. I was like, who would eat ice cream?
I really wanted an ice cream.
I did not. I told you I would have gotten. You were like, no.
It was too late already.
No, I would have gone to a different store.
Anyways, she bought me a healthy candy bar.
That's not
I'm chewing it. It's terrible. No, it's really good. Anyways, everybody, welcome to another show. We're going to have a good time tonight. We were supposed to have a co-host on the show. I think she's running late. Maybe she'll come, maybe not. Dina Sash, running for the city council position in the Jumani Williams district. We also have a lot of other stuff to talk about. You know, I've become friends with Chaim Deutsch. I've been talking very nice about him lately.
I'm very glad.
And all of a sudden, my friend Yisrael Meir doesn't call me anymore. Oh, well, only when I talk bad, he gives me criticism. When I talk good, you say, Heshy, yeah, it's so nice of you talking good about somebody.
Not people are faster to criticize than to compliment. That's true.
Anyways, we're going to make fun of Linda a little bit this week, my wife.
You love making fun of her? Is that why she's in your life?
Yeah. And also, Esty, Esty's feeling better, not so depressed. She's going to be an MC at a comedy show this week.
No, I'm not being an MC at a comedy show. I'm being an announcer at a music event.
You're becoming famous.
Okay.
Also, me and Esty were at a food show this Sunday. Wow, did we eat? Was that great?
It was great.
It was great. Yeah, and we got a big was that
a bottle of wine? I smoked a cigar.
Wow, you smoked a cigar?
Well, some of it.
I'm saving it.
Who?
Anyways,
Purim.
We have a lot to talk about the show. Purim is coming up. We're gonna have a great weekend. In the meantime, let's see who's paying for the show, Esty, and then we'll have a. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna give a shout out to, of course, as always, to my beautiful new granddaughter, Mira Nava.
She doesn't even know about this. Why does it help to give a shout out?
Because this is being taped on YouTube, so she'll be able to listen to it in 10 years, 20 years.
She'll be like, oh, they mentioned me. I was a baby.
Right. And my son, who told me today, Tom, I give every moment of my life to my son, to my daughter. And I gave you, and then Esty's telling him on the phone, oh, your father's no good. I've
never said that. You just made stuff up.
You told him that I was too pushy.
I just said that you should let your kids make their own choices. You give them all the options, and you have to. The last choice comes up to them because you cannot live their life for them.
I'm not living their life.
They need to learn to do it on their own.
Guiding them. Everybody needs.
Guiding them does not mean you making the choices for them. It's saying the options and letting them make the choice.
By the way, everybody, I was up all night for them when they were born. I took them to the doctors.
So what child wants their parents to be like, oh, I do all so much for you. Let's you do it back for me. That's not a reason.
Back for me. I gave it to you with love.
If you're gonna do something just to shove it in people's faces, then don't do it.
Okay. Anyways, I want to give a shout out to Ellie. I want to give a shout out to Mira Nava and even Linda. Shout out. Hi, Linda. And my beautiful niece, Erica, who called me today, telling me she's buying a beautiful, nice dress. And I said, Erica, I'm not going to judge you. Whatever you buy, please don't buy a low cut. But whatever you buy, I'm happy with. Anyways, Esty, pay for the show, please.
So yeah, we have SoftFusion Inc., software development company that has been helping businesses with all their software needs for 15 years. Call them for a free consultation at 718-215-9800. We have Pescare Carne, amazing meat restaurant with exotic dishes from duck, baby ribs, steak, amazing foods. Check them out. 509 Avenue P. Pescare, New York, dairy location. Amazing food, great place to go on a day. They also have a in the back seating room. Check out Pescado, New York, located at 76 Ocean Avenue. And then we have Orchidia, all you can eat buffet every day from 12 to 3, located at 4815 12th Avenue. And then, of course, if you want solar panels for your home.
Oh, by the way, the solar panel guy called me. He says that from our show, they hired 13 people.
Wow.
13 people applied for jobs. They just finished training.
You
And
showed me a picture. They have a van. It's very cute.
but you see, people do listen, and we are helping them get jobs.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you would like solar for your house, it will lower your.
And they weren't homeless, he said.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
You want lowered real estate tax on your house or your electricity bill lowered? Get solar panels. 60% of houses are eligible to get it for free. Call 215-694-0443. Also, if you're looking for a job, doing something that you love, helping the environment and helping people save money, go to solar@rejuice.com and you can apply for a job. What else? And then,
You
of course,
said
I
you
have
the show. Go ahead, promote it.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Are we live on Facebook, by the way? Are you live?
No.
Oh, it's not working?
No, I didn't try it.
Okay.
Okay. So there's a rock comedy. I'm just making sure it's the right place.
We're live on the. I got to do my commercial.
Sorry. It's a rock comedy show. Basically, they're gonna have music and they're gonna have comedians. And it's Saturday night. It's at 525 East New York Avenue. You can get a ticket on Facebook or I don't know exactly what site, but you can message us and we'll send you the link.
Right, you can message us at justenoughheshy@gmail.com. You can Twitter me, JustEnoughHeshy at Twitter, I guess, right? You could. What else can you do?
So yeah, it's this Saturday at 10 p.m.
Oh, you can text me 718-288-7844, or you could what else? WhatsApp me. You can WhatsApp me if you don't know how to WhatsApp. 718-288-7844. You can text me. I guess you can WhatsApp if you save my number. You can email me at justenoughheshy@gmail.com, and don't forget to call into the show 718-303-9090, and we'll talk about a bunch of things. By the way, we have. Are you done?
Yeah, no, I'm just I'm going to be talking. I'm going to be introducing the bands if people want to come.
If you want to see Esty live, like a lot of people saw Esty this Sunday at the food show, and they came up with us. We took pictures. We posted it on our Facebook and Twitter.
Yep.
People loved it. It was very nice, and it was a great show, Esty. Really was a great show.
Yeah.
You guys missed something. It was a packed house.
It was packed.
The food was great. The wine was great. The ambience was great. I had a great time over there.
Yeah, me too. It was really great.
Yeah. Anyways, and we got free passes. You see, I'm winning my press pass.
Oh, I still have the gold bands.
You do have the gold bands? I took it off right away. I saved it. Anyways, we have Chamula Jewelers. They're located at 944 Kings Highway, 718-336-1980. 718-336-1980. Chamula Jewelers, a family-owned business for over 40 years, specializing in diamond engagement rings, eternity bands, and diamond jewelry. Or bring your own jewelry to redesign and freshen up for a new look. Chamula Jewelers, Esty.
They got the sparkle for you.
They got the
You don't have to say
sparkle for
Esty.
you.
I already know in advance I have to say it.
Oh, really? No, but I like saying Esty. You know, Esty, I'm like passing it over to you.
I say, but what if you were like Chamula Jewelers and I just like, that's the sparkle for you, just in
So
one
do
straight
that.
go.
You should do that.
I try, but you always put the SD in before I can reply.
I put the SD in because you're falling asleep. Oh my gosh, our co-host and wonderful woman and mother of the year to me is my friend Adina Sash, and who I love, her grandfather who passed away a couple of years ago, was delicious. And she's running for city council, but we're going to talk about her in a minute. And I'm stuck in the middle of my commercial.
Chamula Jewelers, we finished that, yeah.
Chamula Jewelers, 944 Kings Highway, 33718-336-1980. And Tehila Tishla, by the way, Adina, Tehila Tishla, my daughter-in-law, she does wigs and makeup and all that stuff. 718-675-6842, TEETEESTYLES.com, Tehila Tishla. Call it, wake up, wigs for weddings. And if you all show up at my nephew's wedding on March 24th, you'll see how she does the hair for the whole family. You'll be all impressed. And my nephew was joking with me. I said, please, I think there'll be people coming for the meal. 718-675-6842, TEETEESTYLES.com. And then, of course, we have Green Line Building Solutions. We help you with plans, permits, stop work orders, vacate orders, inspections, code compliance, court, ECB violations. We work with homeowners to get you into compliance. We do expediting for DOB, FDNY, and DAP, and we do settlements for the Department of Finance and FDNY criminal tickets and evictions. Esty didn't want me to mention this today, but I had 3 schools in trouble. All 3 of them, I got them open.
I didn't say you can't mention it. I just said don't go on about it.
And I'm going on about it because all rabbis called me complaining, and then at the end of each time I helped them, they all gave me a blessing. One of them wished me I'm going to win. I'm going to make $20 million this year.
Woo!
Adina, if I win $20 million, You got a piece
It'll
of
be gone literally within a month anyways from everyone who's going to come out of the woods and say they were always your friend and
Well,
always
they
believed in
take
you.
it down for me anyways. It's okay. As long as I'm able to share, I'm happy.
Good.
Anyways, and so we did great. And I even posted pictures yesterday with somebody with 2 stop work orders, and he wasn't smiling. I said everybody's smiling because I took him out of hell and whatever, I helped him out. And of course, we have Simple Loan Solutions LLC. They help get you out of debt relief of student loans. And I even had a couple people calling me, checking on them. If you have a Simple Loan Solutions, a documental preparation company that helps you getting one step closer to becoming debt free. They're located in Lakewood, New Jersey. Simple Loan Solutions LLC. Their email address is info@simpleloansolutions.com. Their website is simpleloansolutions. Again.com, and call Moshe 917-275-8962, 917-275-8962, or Manny at 732-351-0203, 732-351-0203. Anyways, this was a wonderful week. Before we go on, I got Adina, as you know, the rule of the show, I do have to tell my joke and you have to laugh, but first a quote.
Could I laugh before I hear it?
Sure.
Just to show you how,
You're
supportive.
I'm telling you.
Nasa Vanishma. So I'll laugh first and then I'll listen.
I don't know if that word.
I think she just called you God, maybe.
Oh, no,
I'm kidding.
I like that. I just want you to know this quote I purposely made up tonight for my co-host and guest, Adina.
Okay.
The Flatbush Girl.
Sure.
And this is really just for you. Are you ready? Some of us thinking holding on may make us strong, but sometimes it's just letting go that makes us stronger. And I know you, and I've I've become a good friend of yours over the last year. You are, and I'm not building you up, Adina, and I'm not going to give you fake. I was meeting with a couple of big people who are going to maybe back me for the next election, and they sat me down and they said, Heshy, listen, you don't wear a suit every day. You're not polished. You're not one of them. I said, but that's who I am. That's why I get my job done. That's why I never fail, because I am not polished. I'm not the guy that the fake they are. But they're telling me to let go, and I'm thinking about it. But you that I've seen you've grown over the last year, that you have your ideas and you've been into serious, and I love you for it, because you are convictions. Your convictions are serious. You're not playing around when you back somebody, but sometimes we have to let go because the other people are making us, and it makes you stronger. It makes you stronger, and you're going to be strong, and you're going to be a very influential woman. Now I'm going to tell you my stupid joke, because I know you're not going to laugh. So that was my little chizik, or my little quote, and it was made just for you, Adina.
I love it. It's beautiful.
Esty, can you say something nice to me?
You're very handsome.
I am. Wow. I swear she never says that. I always say she's pretty, but she never says I'm handsome.
I didn't realize you say it to me because you want me to say it back. If you just said, hey, Esty, say it more, I would be like, Heshy, please stop saying it more for me, and I'll say it more for you, no problem. That's why doing what you want to others doesn't work. You have to do what they want, because if not,
anyways,
confusing.
Me and Linda have been having some arguments over the last couple of weeks. Okay.
Okay.
Just family arguments, children. And we've been on it, and and I've been making fun of her when she does the arguments, and she takes it serious. Or when I joke about something in the office, like I was joking with a customer about girlfriend, she gets angry on it. She's very jealous because she thinks I'm handsome. Really, Linda really thinks I'm handsome. I told her I'm fat, but she says I'm gorgeous. That's why she's a good girl. 29 years. Anyways. So it reminds me of a story of many years ago when the boys were little. So Linda, me and Linda had an argument, and every day she comes home and, how was your day? And I say, oh, it was a hard day, rough day, whatever. And I said, Linda, look at you. You had an easy day. What do you do all day long? Like nothing. Big deal. You're at the house. So one day I come home from the house and I see the 2 little boys, Moshe and Avram, are sitting outside playing in the mud in their pajamas. I see her car door open. I see the front door open. I see the garbage all over the place in the front of the house, boxes all over the place. I walk upstairs. I see the lamp turned over, the rug against the wall, water pouring out of the sink, towels all over the floor. The kitchen dishes are all messed up. And I'm saying, oh, my God, maybe something happened back to Linda. Something's running. I run into the bedroom, and I see Linda there quietly reading a book, having a cup of tea. I said, what's going on, Linda? She says, you know how you always say, I don't do nothing? I said, yes. Well, today I didn't do nothing.
Is that your joke of the day?
Yeah. I thought it was good.
It is good. Is there?
So she beat me, and after that, I kept my mouth shut, and I don't knock her what she does. Even though I believe something, she doesn't do nothing. No, I'm joking, Linda. You do a lot of good stuff. Anyways, we're going to start our show.
You sure she's listening?
I'm hoping not, because sometimes she only listens when I say bad things about her. You know, when I say the good things, she never listens. You know, when I come home and I know that she's talking to herself, which she does not talk to herself.
Right. Talking to yourself is great.
Anyways,
Sign of high intelligence. They say that.
by the way, Esty, your marijuana thing became legal in Jersey. Terrible.
Wait, only medical.
No, I think everything.
Oh, that's
Recreational, they
great.
just
Because
passed.
think about it, right? Over here, you could have weed, and then you cross the border, and it's
Adina,
over.
and this is something I'm going to bring up to you right now. Even though Cuomo's going to have problems, because we were talking about Chaim Deutsch, and even Chaim Deutsch says he can't stop it from becoming legal, but we should at least treat it before. And then Esty is saying, no, legal. And I had a young girl.
Your summarization is so terrible.
Well, I'm just telling you this. Adina is an inspiration to young children. Young girls, they look up to her. She gives them hope sometimes, and I know because I deal with young boys and girls, and sometimes they get depressed, and I speak to them on the street, and they sometimes remember me from Flatbush Girl, and they're so excited when they see her or they talk about her, because she is an inspiration. She doesn't have to be there to give them food or drink, but people look up to you for your insight, for your quote, and I'm very proud of you on this stuff. I had a young girl who tried to kill herself a couple of weeks ago. I was very depressed about it. 15-year-old girl, and now I had another one, a 19-year-old one that had some issues, and I'm trying to talk to her about life and going on, and don't do drugs and marijuana. And I'm telling you, Adina, you are an inspiration for these young girls. And I love it. I don't care about the fashion that they claim that you're in, too tight, not too tight, and all that stuff. But you don't understand. When we are younger, even
why are they looking?
But I'm telling you, forget the looking, but you don't understand. But let me come when I got to yeshiva, I was a 12, 13-year-old kid when I went to out-of-town school. And, you know, how do you dress? You're not thinking dress fancy. You're a schlubby little boy. When you get to school with all those other boys and stuff, you see the fancy suits, the shoes, you want to match them. You have to figure it out. You need somebody to guide you. Somebody to tell you this is what it is, or this is what you could do, or don't be scared to do it. And you are one of those people that are inspiration. I wish I had somebody like you that I could have just clicked into a spot and say, what is she saying today? Whether I want to listen to it or not. And I love that your message goes out to the young and to the older, because I speak to 34. I had a 45-year-old woman that came in with a violation today. She says, I know you from the Flatbush Girl. I said, wow. I said, what are you watching the Flatbush? Because I like her. And you are an inspiration to us all. Everybody has crazy messages. I have crazy messages. I have crazy ways of going off. And that's what my quote to you was. Sometimes we have to change. And you are running, if I am correct. Now we're going to get to Dina right now. And I just want to give you a little history of what I've learned of her. I want you all to know this very clearly, because she's going to be embarrassed. She's a mother. A Jewish mother who takes care of little babies. She struggles every day to pay her bills like the rest of us, because she's smarter than me and smarter than the rest of us, that she knows how to earn a living through social media. I am proud of you. I'm not proud of you. I bow to you, Miss Adina Sash, that you are one of many women who in this generation are able to stand on her own 2 feet and step forward, and not just a woman, a Jewish woman. Who has been, a lot of Jewish women are held back, because I am part of an organization. I was part of an organization that helped postpartum depressed women, and a lot of these women are pushed back by their husbands and not allowed to take medicine and not allowed to go to therapy, which I'm against for myself, but not for the rest of you. And Adina, you stand up. You inspire us that we could get better. We could fight back. And you are, and not only,
and she's at least raising that question.
Forget about all of what I just said. She's an educated woman in college. Not only that, she runs her own home. She runs her own business. And now let's throw all that out the window, everybody. Everything I just told you is worthless. The woman helps the community, helps the society, helps inspire young children, does things that I see, goes to events, talks to people, wants to hear your message. And I saw a video of you taking a little girl out for the day. I'm a 55-year-old grandfather. I want you to know I'm upset with you, Adina, because you almost made me cry. I don't cry, but you almost did. It's not fair. And I want you to know you are a wonderful person.
Thank you.
I might not agree with your ideas, and I don't care if the listeners don't agree with your ideas. You are here to tell us today, not what you think, what you're going to do. And I know, and my first question is to you, and I don't care what your answer is going to be. I'm against marijuana, especially for children, because
nobody thinks children should smoke marijuana.
Well, you know, they're changing the voting age now, and they want to change the voting age to 16 years old.
Yeah.
That means they'll change the marijuana age to 16 years old.
Maybe the parents should have a say until a certain age.
And you heard what Chaim Deutsch says, when you want to buy a can of beer, right? You tell an older guy to go buy a can of beer, he'll buy you the beer. A 16-year-old girl wants marijuana, they'll go to an older guy, hey, I'll do things for you, buy me some marijuana. It is, but that's a fact.
Then they could do that with alcohol too.
Right, but marijuana, if it's not legal, it's not so easy to walk into a store.
Believe me, right now they're buying other drugs that are way worse than marijuana.
But Dina, do you believe that marijuana should be legalized or not? Even though you're going to make tax money and help us out, I'm against it. I'm against all drugs. That's it.
So unfortunately, our economy, especially in New York City, is really a wreck, and we need more funding in order to give more affordable housing so that lifelong Brooklyn inhabitants don't have to leave and move out to New Jersey. Our subway system is a mess. We need to have more affordable health care for people who can't afford it. And one of the biggest questions are, how are we going to create more revenue in the city?
Okay, but don't use drugs. It's like you're telling me.
But it's being sold anyway.
So my question to you is, in Vegas, prostitution is legal. Should we legalize prostitution here in New York City? And just imagine the revenue that will come in.
So there's a distinction between decriminalization and promoting something. Making something non-criminal doesn't mean that we're saying to abuse it or use it incorrectly, right? So let's say prescription medication, right? Percocet, you can get a prescription for Percocet, right? No one's saying that you should go hopping from clinic to clinic pretending that you need Percocet and then getting high on it. Making something legal to obtain doesn't mean the worst case scenario activity should be encouraged from the user.
So will these boxes of marijuana say this is bad for you, you shouldn't use it, you shouldn't be under the age?
As much as we try to create more revenue so that we can fix our broken system, and like I said, marijuana would be a great revenue source, we should spend just as much money that's coming in from it to pump back into educating people about
and
cannabis. About cannabis. Like, at what age is it safer? Is it a safer window that it won't really affect your brain development?
25. I know it's very late. People don't want to start that late, but that's like the best.
But you know what? But then that should be something we're constantly educating about. Are you younger than 25? Like, do you understand what the risks are?
Okay, so now I want to ask you another question. You live in the same neighborhood as I do. And I'm telling you, and I've been complaining and hollering about this over and over again, there's one youth center in Borough Park, which now accepts girls, called 1225. We're taking in girls twice a week, and we do boys all the time. We bring food, we have a pool table, television, GED classes. In Flatbush, there's a place called Our Place that I hate so much.
Hello, at least it's a place.
Whatever. Why is there only two? Why is there one drug rehab center? Why isn't SAFE getting...
I think because we're the last to admit that there's a problem, so they're like pushing it off, but we should have more.
Why is there one organization which is not getting enough funding called SAFE that helps you with your drug rehab? Why don't we have 5 of them? Like you're telling me you want money from the marijuana. Will you fight just like that girl, that crazy woman that I hate? What's her name? Acosta? What's that Spanish girl's name?
AOC,
she is whacked out of her brain.
She's good at entertainment, though.
$93 trillion she wants to spend to change the world.
Okay. I don't think she's actually going to get her way. It's
she's
just
not
like
going to get. I can't wait till
media.
she loses. I believe she's an anti-Semite too. But let's forget about that, which I did see a video of it. But my question to you is, Adina, is that I want stuff for our young, forget it, as well as the elderly. I got you on all of that. I would like drug rehab centers. I want, and you're a mother, so you have to run home at 3-4 o'clock and pick up your kids. Why aren't we getting aftercare center? Why aren't we getting kosher meals that you know that you have to pay for your children's lunches? Why aren't we getting it for free? Why are the public schools getting it free? Why are we paying for it?
We're working on it.
Okay, but so Adina wants to bring in revenue. Okay, I got you. You're going to bring your revenue.
There's going to be tons more revenue to use, and then we'll have more ways to fix the
But there's so many other things to do. We could create municipal parking lots.
But this one's the easiest.
I know
because it's already going on.
I always say that the best person to organize anything is a Jewish mother. Like, we just know how to do it, right? So it's really great.
Okay,
yeah.
It's already happening. Like, it's already, like, this ship has already sailed. This is not like it's 30 years ago.
I got you, but I still believe that just because you think it's good or you think it'll bring revenue, I believe it will hurt our future society. I had so many callers. By the way, 718-303-9090. You can ask us any question. You can call into Adina. But okay, so let's go to the next subject. I want to know, besides all of this, and I don't care about your personal opinions on stuff, when you get into office.
And you should care about my personal opinions.
No, I do care about your personal.
No, I'm saying you should ask me and you can talk about it. There's nothing wrong with talking about it.
I don't mind that you believe in God or don't believe in God, but I want you to know is that you help me believe in my God. You don't hinder me from doing my thing. And
Absolutely not. As long as you're not trying to take away the right from someone else to live their life in peace, I would never ever have you conform to my belief system.
So now when you become city councilwoman, there's so many different committees. And I'm very much into this building department committee where they're going from house to house and torturing people, knocking on people's doors, going to synagogues, checking into synagogues on Shabbos. They're going on the Sabbath into synagogues, knocking. They don't let them in, but they're trying to do that. Shouldn't they be? They're an organization that's not being controlled. It's not only them. It's the district attorney's office, attorney general, Southern District of New York. You know how much power these federal people have and state people. They have like power. They can do whatever they want. This is just getting crazy, organization after organization. You're going to be a city councilwoman that controls our $88 billion budget. And I just want to tell you a story. There's a
So she's running for city council.
City
I feel like we
council,
didn't mention
but
that at the
she
beginning.
controls 80. Which district are you running for?
45th.
45th district. 45th district.
Yeah.
That's.
I don't think it's that much. I think it's like 5 million.
What area is that?
Flatbush.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah. It's not as much. I mean, maybe in total, all the council.
Yeah, but you are part of the budget.
But I'm one.
You are the boss.
Do you know who you're running against?
Yes, another 9 candidates.
9 candidates, and all women. Is that true?
No, half and half.
Half and half. So, and plus, you need the Jewish vote to come out for you.
Are the rest Jewish? Is there?
No, I'm the only Jewish candidate as far
And
as
there's
I know.
9 candidates.
And what district?
Oh,
Where's
10.
your area that you represent? What's the neighborhoods that you're representing?
Ditmas Park, Flatbush, East Flatbush.
Where in Flatbush exactly?
Like around the Brooklyn College neighborhood.
Anywhere lower than that, like in the East 20s or 30s?
Yeah, Avenue K, L, M, N, starting at East 25th, East 27th.
So we need all those people to come out on election day. Do we have the election day already? Was the date chosen for the special election?
We know that the primary will be on June 25th.
So we need people to come out June 25th to choose you?
Well, I mean, I think it's a little premature to talk about like the voting. I think we need to first educate, the from community, the Jewish community at large here, why I'm running for this position.
But before you went to go why, I wanted to also know, besides why, the things that, do you have a plan of things that you're going to make better for our community? Forget that you're going to.
Do you know the issues in that area that you can solve?
Not only that area, remember, she's a city council woman that has to make deals with a whole bunch of districts, and she has to make sure that our schools and parking and sanitation, she has to call the garbage man on Snow Day. Hey, are you ready in my neighborhood? She's got to be, are you going to be open? Is your office going to be open to the public that I, Heshy Tishla, can walk in and sit down? Hey, Adina, what's happening? I have an issue. Because these other councilmen don't let me do that. They don't even return my calls.
You're asking if she's going to have office hours?
Not office hours. I want to know if Adina is going to be available.
So I think that's the thing that I bring that's unique to the table is that, and I said this last time when I was running, I said, I have 45,000 followers, and that's why I think I'd be a good fit for this job. And then I got cut off mid-sentence, and people thought that I meant that because I have followers on Instagram, that therefore I should be in office. The point of having that kind of following is an indication of my personality and my ability to create a community. And the reason why people stick around and watch me, and the reason why I have 18,000 views on my story every day, and most people are from the New York area, is because I know how to communicate well, right? So to have that skill set is definitely a foundation that's necessary for organizing on that level. And one of the things I really want to bring to office is that transparency. Imagine if you could follow your council member around through your phone every day and see what they're doing.
I agree. That is good.
Right? And let's say you want to argue that maybe I'm not the most qualified, which I would beg to differ, but let's say you want to go with that
anybody's
argument.
Qualified. You have to learn.
Exactly.
No, but she is qualified. She's an educated.
As long as you're willing to learn.
She has a college degree. She's smarter than, I believe, than the Acosta bar woman, the woman that sits in a bar, not married.
Yes.
What
all of these 9 people are also Democrats?
Yes, it's a Democratic race.
Wow. Well, each one has a different party, but it's a Democratic race, right?
Can I vote, or I don't live in that area?
You live by the SD. Yes,
no,
she lives
out of it. Okay.
So, but my point is that imagine if the fact that there's that much transparency. My number one goal is to turn my platform I want to like almost donate it to society, where it's no longer for my own personal use, but it rather becomes a platform where you can watch my story and see what's going on in the office, who came in that day, what are we up to, what happened with that guy who came in last week, did we follow up with him, and making it a
Very good.
community
Not like these
story.
other people when something get hurt and like Dov Hiken, he disappears into the blue. He just has a video. So now tell us again, why are you running? You wanted to tell us why. Why? Tell us.
Well, what I'm trying to say is that, talking about the voting day, it's not really yet. And also the mayor hasn't announced the special election yet. So the call to action isn't really so concise right now. Like the call to action that I can give you is please support me. You can find my donation page on Act Blue. It's Adina for Flatbush.
Act Blue, ACTBLUE.
And it's under the committee name Adina for Flatbush. And the reason I'm running is that
And I'm telling my listeners, we need to raise money for Adina, and we're going to raise it, and I'm going to be one of the first donors.
We don't even need a lot, by the way.
I know,
It's not like even such a
But
big.
you also have a big event this coming Sunday, right?
I do. I have a fundraiser coming up, but it's not really a fundraiser. It's more of a party.
Where?
In Ditmas Park. There's going to be a jazz. Well, it's RSVP. So.
How do we RSVP?
I'll give you the phone number.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. I'll tell you the phone number you can RSVP with. And there's going to be a jazz blues band, and there's going to be a full dairy spread. There's going to be an open bar.
Kosher.
Yes, of course. It's going to be dim lights. It's going to be like a date night. So, bring a friend, bring a partner.
And you're going to speak?
I will speak more about my platform and explain why I'm running. And really the main reason I'm running is I want to just be completely transparent. It's for the frum community.
When does the event start? What time?
It's around 6:30 to 9:30.
Uh-huh.
I want to do this for the frum community. I feel that we're under attack lately with so much anti-Semitic rhetoric going on, and it's coming from the mouths of young, liberal, progressive women. And if we want to take on that battle, we have to have a representative who sort of looks like them, talks like them, and understands their mind and ideology, and listen to the same songs on the radio when they were growing up. Because through that kinship, we can actually have open dialogue. Imagine if you sat a representative who was, 60 years old down with AOC and explained to her what she was saying was anti-Semitic. It's just two different worlds.
That's all very nice, and I like what you're saying. That's very cool.
Well, it's only one part of it.
Right, because I'm a greedy man, okay? And I want you to take care of me. It's so nice of you. You're going to fight for my religion, which is good, and you're going to put a cop outside my synagogue. But I have problems. I have personal issues. I have the women in our community, not only the Jewish women, have postpartum depression. I want you to address that. I want you to address.
Job?
It is. There's funding for it. She gets besides she gives out $1 million donation, there's hundreds of millions of dollars in special student education money that are going to these big schools, and nobody sees it. Like I was complaining about this organization, Bubba. They followed it off. They have $50 million. I don't know what they did with it. I don't see special education kids in their stuff. That I hear right now there's a 6-building swap in Borough Park. And the Y is going to be given to one of these organizations. The Y, where my children go swim, it's a public
It's a community center. It's the only one we've ever had. I can't believe
and
it's
they're going to give away our only center
Crazy.
to one of these places.
People don't really go there anymore.
And
They have to
our
revamp it.
councilman-
What about Yellow Violet?
No, that's privately
Yeah,
owned and privately funded. You're right, they get government money. But our people are going to give this away. Our senator, our district leaders allowing this.
What do you mean? Someone has to sell it. They don't just
It's
own
not
the
selling.
property.
They're going to approve it somehow, some way under the table, and nobody's going to know about it. And a big building is going to go up there, or housing, or their school, and our children are not going to have nowhere to play or go.
Listen, I think from my personality on social media, the reason I'm so outspoken about issues that are not very popular is because I don't really answer to anyone but my people. I have made that very clear over the last 2 years on social media.
Are you going to be able to deal with the other councilmen, the people that are older and wiser and going to take advantage of you? Are you going to be able to make a deal with another councilman and say, hey, listen, you vote with me for my community, I'll vote for you, or will they just laugh at you and make you go away? And how are you going to show force in the city council?
Because it's not only about showing force, it's being able to read each individual council member to understand which tactic works for them, right? When you're a salesman, when you're in marketing, you need to be able to get into the mind of each individual person to get the response and action that you want out of them. I wouldn't have a one course of action to take with all the council members, depending on who I'm working with and knowing what they're invested in and knowing what they want and knowing what they're going to want down the line. That's how you negotiate.
Now, there's an $88 billion budget again. That's a lot of money for you guys to review, to fight with, to address. Are you ready to handle that kind of money and fight for discussions and distribution with the other 51 members of the city council?
I mean, I think it sounds like a lot of money to us. Maybe we can't be massing that sort of money being like on our tax returns, but I don't think that sounds like a lot of money when you have to figure out how to house people who are working 3 jobs. They can barely keep up with their rent. They're not living month to month anymore. They're living week to week. Some of them are living day to day.
Yeah.
I don't think it's even nearly enough for what we need. So it's not really such a daunting task because it's so much and where do you allocate it? It's more that the demand is so high and knowing how to walk that delicate balance of not neglecting one group over the other. And in that way, I feel like the Frum community has been put a little bit on the back burner over the last decade in the 45th district.
Now, you don't only have a Frum community, you also have a non-Frum community.
Of course.
Are you going to be able to work with them, their business? Because, in my community, I help people get jobs all the time, but I'm not like a big councilman or anything special. So I work with different people who do business with me, different business owners, people who owe me favors, and I try to place young men and women in different places or give them like a teaching lesson, like Estee's Solar Place gave 13 people jobs over the last month and a half that we've been advertising them. I've helped like 10 people become different expediters to earn a nice living. So we teach, but I'm doing it one at a time. Are you going to be able to maybe make some kind of a deal with like 20, 30, 40 businessmen and sit down and say, listen, guys, you're from the community. Maybe we can create some kind of thing to make up more jobs, help more jobs, create something for there's a lot of young boys and girls who come to me every day for jobs. Can we help them when they come out of school who can't go to college, or the ones who come out of college and want to work and live in our neighborhood?
Well, my plan is to have a staff that's very much reflective of the district. My plan is to have staff members who are well versed in the cultural narrative and the personal struggles that each little niche within each little neighborhood struggles with. And through understanding what they're going through, I would be able to troubleshoot and delegate and bring problem solve on a scale level.
Okay, so I want to give you a smaller problem to deal with. We have problems in our neighborhood of parking and buses taking up parking spots from our private. Can you come up with an idea to help ease the congestion, one, during the day and also at night, that we can be able to? I'm sure you couldn't find a parking space because another 100 buses are parked in the street when they should be parking in lots, or they should be renting places instead of using up the public streets where us private people should park. I mean, that's an issue that is a very serious issue in our local communities. And you, since you're a councilman in your 45th district, I think that maybe that's something that you should address as well.
It sounds like something that I would love to address if it's important to my constituents. Of course, it's something I want to address. I would need to do it alongside people who are experienced and can explain what the choices are. And then through wisdom of the crowds, whoever's in on the problem solving process, we will come to a solution.
I have a small solution for the parking.
I can't pretend I know exactly how to fix it. I'm not
saying she's going to figure it out.
I'm not the commissioner on transportation.
No, but you are a councilman, which makes you her boss. His boss.
Right,
councilman,
exactly.
You as councilman are boss of this city. You're boss of every agency. The mayor comes to you and says, okay, he can override you, but he submits to you a budget. You guys have to approve it. You are actually the boss of every single agency in this city run, not state. It means you can walk into Rikers prison anytime you want and say, I want to see what's going on here. I'm your boss. You can walk into the building department and say, what's going on here? But you got to be, and there is a committee that oversees these people, but these councilmen today shiver in their pants. Chaim Deutsch,
because they're all worried about securing their paycheck. I don't know if I told you this, but I've pledged half of my paycheck to go into nonprofit organizations that keep District 45 safe.
Wow.
I'm talking Hatzalah, Shomrim, gun control, keeping the streets safe, watchdog organizations. This is not about securing my paycheck.
You're going to be a tireless fighter for us people.
This is just about getting down and dirty and doing the work on my hands and knees. I've never been afraid to get my hands dirty. I've never been afraid to speak out against those who are being marginalized, discriminated against, those whose voices are not being heard because it doesn't matter, they don't have enough money. I've never pandered to people whose wallets were bigger than other people's. I've never done that.
So I have no problem, and a lot of the
I'm raising every dollar on my own.
When I told people that you were on the show, you should have seen the backlash
Good.
So I was telling
because
them,
they don't understand what it means
so-
to live a life not worried about consequences for your actions when you speak up for people who can't talk.
People have no problem that you defend them, but they don't want you. I mean, this is what I'm getting the backlash of. They don't want you to promote. For example, yeah, sure, no problem.
One's promoting anything.
Right.
They think like you do that if we legalize,
not me.
No, because you said with marijuana that
Yes.
if we legalize it, we're saying everyone should get high and smoke up and quit their jobs. That's what you keep saying.
Yes.
You're implying that
Yes.
if we legalize it,
Yes.
it's going to lead to
Yes.
everyone just going backwards.
Yes.
But
No,
then
it's
that's not going to happen. That's like saying if we legalize alcohol, everyone's just going to be drunk all day.
You know that I want you to know that about 70% of the people that I know drink. 70%. Okay, they're not drunks.
The point is the government shouldn't have a say on what we're allowed or not allowed to do with our
But
bodies.
it's not only that
They shouldn't push it.
But not only should they not have a say, the opposite. The more that you encourage education and you allow for experimentation within legal parameters, the more you obliterate the dangerous actions.
So, but people don't want you to promote other stuff,
It's not,
no
allowing
one-
is not promoting.
Exactly.
I want to talk about also, so I know it wouldn't help a lot with parking, but if they just made lines, I did this in front of my house. I washed away now. Hold on.
Please
Basically, people would there'd be like 5 spots in a place that could have 6 spots. So I would go at night, middle of the night, measure it, and I made the lines. And for a few weeks, before I washed off, it stayed. Everyone listened. There was never an extra spot. If we did that on every block,
you put markings.
I took paint and I made a line in the floor. Nobody knew where it was from or whatever.
It's completely illegal.
It washed off after a
It's
year.
like vandalism.
Yeah, but I did it to help. I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter what your intentions
Okay.
are. It's illegal.
Fine. So we look out for cops. I'm just saying that the government,
Oh, God.
if they did that
You see what I have to
officially,
deal with, and she
I might have to legally report.
No, it's
I'm
really
just saying,
done.
okay,
The crime-
I
and
won't
it's
have to
over-
do it if
it's
other
over
people
7
do
years.
it.
It's over 7 years.
It's over 7 years, right?
I don't think it's like taxes.
No,
Okay.
there is a statute of
I'm
limitations.
just saying that it would really help a lot of people's parking. And a bunch of people are like, oh, come to my block and do it. And I think if you started a fund, people would put money in the fund just to get those lines painted because it would help, 20 cars a night.
I think
I agree with you 100% because people don't know how to guesstimate the space of
in
another
front
car.
Right, exactly. If there's a line,
They
everybody
have
will
it in
listen.
almost every other city.
Exactly.
I don't see why we can't learn from the progress that other cities are making. And yeah,
I
If
still
you
say-
can just get the
Great solution.
permissions,
I
we can get the
still-
funding,
I
all of
still-
it.
I'm sure we can.
Yeah,
I'm
it must be
sure
so
it's
easy.
fine.
And
Just
I'm
nobody's
telling-
done it.
And I'm telling you, if you just get the buses off the street at night, you're looking at 1,500,
That too.
2,000 parking spots in every neighborhood, and give them like a lot, like a sanitation lot or a parking lot, which they have to pay for to stay there. But again, they have these big buses for the
I would
schools.
love to be able to troubleshoot on these problems, and I would love to prioritize your concerns, Estes' concerns. It's like I said, it's completely premature.
Right.
We're not even we're not even in that area yet. I'm not even on the ballot. I don't even have a chance of getting on the ballot without people believing in me with just $5 a person. Like, this is just
But what do you mean
completely
you're not on the
premature.
ballot? You already opened up your committee.
But that doesn't ensure that I'm on the ballot. It
Or
takes a
you-
lot of
how many- you only need, like,
mobilization.
500?
I feel like in Flatbush, that's your area that you won't have any problems there. Like, it'll be easy.
No, that's a major oversimplification. People don't like to sign things to get a petition, to get on the ballot, to have it 1,000 signatures.
I
But
think
people
you're only gonna
support
need-
you.
I think you're only going to need 500, 750. Of course, you want to get triple the amount so nobody fights you. But
But when you want to get it door to door to improve the likelihood that these are legal signatures, that they're from actually registered Democrats or whatever. I mean, if there's a special election, any registered voter can sign, which would be wonderful. But my point is that it takes a lot of money, not a lot even. Like, you need a good solid $15,000 just to get to being on the ballot.
And then from there, you have to
started
run
a
your
GoFundMe?
election.
Well, you can't use GoFundMe. You have to use like legal things. So at this point, I have 5, right? So I'm a third of the way there. If I can't get to 15, I need to pull out of this race. I can't.
No, you're gonna get there.
No, but I can't do it. I can't.
Well, me and Esty are going to make sure.
I believe that you're gonna get there.
Esty, we should create a fundraising party for Adina as well, and try to raise.
I
for
thought
her
this
5
party
or
you're
10
having is
grand.
not a fun. It's a fundraiser.
It's a
right?
fundraiser, of course, but the party also is a campaign expense, and it costs money to make money.
Yeah.
It costs money to bring people into the door, right? You can't just ask people to write out checks and not give them a great time.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right? The same thing with having a paycheck as a council member. Like, you can't ask people to give you their taxes to pay you if you're not doing your job well.
So now we want to go on the.
I think you're gonna get there.
I think she's going to make it. She's going to get on the ballot, and she's going to do well because she learned so well last time running for district leader.
I just think people want Jews to have a say in some stuff. I think they like that. I feel women
I
support
don't agree
you.
with you. I appreciate your optimistic disposition. I do, but I want to just tell you both, you're actually like being completely unrealistic. The system, the machine.
We're talking,
it's rigged against
we
you.
know
No,
the
it's not that
machine.
it's rigged. It's that the endorsements have nothing to do with what's your religion, how firm are you, what level of kashrus do you keep. No one cares about that. They care about betting on the horse that looks like that it's going to win. That's what they care about, because when you put your bet down, not a lot of people are high risk, high reward people. Most people are very safe bettors. They say, I see someone, looks like they're at the head of the race. I want to cast my bet now, get in the good graces now. Why would I bet on someone who's from my own community that's probably not going to win? I don't care if my community could be helped from this person. I don't care if women could be given a voice. I don't care if my daughter can learn more from seeing this councilwoman. I care about making sure my paycheck is secure for the next 10 years.
You see, that's my problem.
Wait, are you threatening to take it away?
What?
Their paycheck? No. So then there's no reason that they shouldn't. First of women, Jewish women support you. I haven't met any that was like, oh, Jewish women support you.
I think they do support me. When I ran for district leader and I stood in front of the poll sites, I remember vividly there was a woman, and I'm not just trying to give an example that was out of the blue. It happened repeatedly throughout the day. A woman, beautiful sheitel, holding Glotmart bags. She's like, "Oh, hi, Adina. I remember you. Your grandmother taught me in BYA. Oh, my mother, your sister, your mother's sister, and the whole yichus thing, right?"
Too. They all did
and
the
I
same.
said, "Thank you so much. Will you go in and vote for me?" I want to. I love what you do on social media, but my Rev told me not to.
No.
Right, yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
Who is this Rob?
Hundreds of times.
Who is this Rob?
What do you mean they sent out emails the night before the election? Make sure to vote for.
What?
Yeah, Esty.
Did you speak to these Robs? Like, why
There's
they?
nothing to speak to. It's not about
It's about the money,
not about the
Esty.
cloud. No one cares about the cloud. That's the whole joke, by the way.
So
That's
do they
the
allow
whole
you to speak
scam.
to them?
What's the point in talking to
Speak to them.
someone?
Be like, I'm trying to help.
I
Why
actually
would?
reached out to a few of them. They just said, consult your own personal Das Torah.
So all Jews are following blindly.
No, they're
Completely.
not following blindly. There's a system in place that is a beautiful system, which cultivates in us a belief that our leaders have our best interests in mind.
See, Adina, the way you speak.
No. What about making
Well,
personal decisions? Why would a rabbi have anything to do with what you vote for?
Personal decision is not in the best interest of the flock.
Right.
This is hard.
Look at my synagogue. I have a Rabbi Kaufman. He's not on the board. He shouldn't be doing anything with the synagogue. He influences the people. He takes money from the synagogue. He does crooked things, and he doesn't belong there. But again, these rabbis have the power because they have God behind them. They're able to do things that are not right, and they're able to influence because really, at the end of the day, they're looking for their big money paycheck. But if you
In
speak,
Flatbush, they're that religious that they blindly
Yeah.
follow rabbis?
some of them do. Yeah, they have
It's
these.
not about blindly being religious. And by the way, it's not necessarily a flaw. There's a function to this sort of obedience. Obedience is a beautiful thing. It keeps a klal connected. It creates a sense of community. There's a safety net in place. There are resources available if you ascribe to the klal's standards that are available to you, right?
But
You need to speak to those rabbis.
I asked
You have to make them support you then.
We're going to try. We're going to try.
I would
You
love
know-
to talk to them, and
Yeah.
I would
We
love
don't
to
need
listen to anything.
rabbi. We don't need rabbis. We need $5 a person,
We
and then we
need
don't need any.
Everybody,
Fair
$5
I
a
mean,
person.
for the race, not in general. Of course, we need rabbis. I mean, we don't need rabbis endorsement.
Ladies and gentlemen, go to actblue.com, ACTBLUE.com. Look for Adina for what?
Adina for Flatbush.
Adina for Flatbush. Donate $5.
Exactly.
$5. What's the problem?
$5.
I could use more. We could use more. Don't be scared.
I won't be stingy.
People are going
$5.
to donate much more. I'm not worried.
Okay. I'm telling
The
you.
whole world is not against you. A
You're-
lot of people like you.
It's not about them being against me. It's about them being afraid that giving me any sort of legitimization would thereby mean that anything I've ever said is now perfectly in line with the Torah.
Right.
Wow, that's
No one's
difficult.
ever said. No one's ever said.
You know,
that.
look at the way she's speaking. I think you speak articulate, very
Thank
nice,
you.
Elegant, and with
I have a
passion.
master's in literature.
She has,
That's awesome.
guys, she has a master's
So
in
what's your
literature.
favorite book?
Reader's Digest.
Oh gosh, that was bad. But it happens to be my favorite writer is Dan Silver. By the way, he writes about this guy Gabriel Alone, a spy who helps people. I think that's me. By
Nice.
the way, yeah. Anyways,
You.
so we're coming to the end of the show, Adina,
Yeah.
and I
Thank
want to
you
ask.
so much for having me.
Oh,
by the way.
I'm so happy.
Uncle Heshy, you're such a nurturing, kind person.
Oh,
I'm telling you, it feels like I know you from another life. You're really so caring, and the things you've done for my grandfather when he was in the hospital. No one is like you. No one gets down on their hands and knees like you. If you would be in office, the world would be a better place.
I see.
Wow.
That's what I heard her
It's high
complain because you
praise.
know what? We had an election and we lost it, and the people accepted this old guy. And now a year, 2 years later, have passed, and nothing has been done. I just want you to know, I was talking to Chaim Deutsch, and I had some problems with Chaim for a while, but I didn't understand him. I'm starting to learn, and he explains to me that there's a bunch of community boards, like you're going to have community boards, and you're allowed to appoint people to these community boards to help you with zoning and changing and everyday living of life and what's going on in your community. My people are not doing it. My community boards are not being properly run. I want you to know something, that when you become councilwoman, you have to look into your community boards, appoint right people that will show up at every board. You're right, there's no money in volunteering, but that's a very big issue of people. Now, here's one more
In
thing.
running my business, I'm constantly making sure that I have workers who are accountable. The workers who don't answer my emails or they don't pick up my phone, or worse, when they play tag with me and they throw the ball back in my court just
They're
to
gone.
avoid having to carry through with an action. Goodbye.
That's what I mean. I delegate, I give them the work, I let them free, and if they come back with no results, or I can't find them, or they're not in constant touch, and today with text, emails, and voicemails, there's no reason that I'm not in touch with my people every 15 minutes and I don't know what's going on. I might not be involved my hands into what they're doing, but I know everything that's going on, and I'm able to report back to my clients.
What's if they're really miserable and they just don't want to answer the phone that week and they can't manage?
They shouldn't be working for you.
Oh, I have.
They just had a terrible thing happen.
I have terrible things happen to me every day. Look at
Okay,
me.
but some people need more time.
Well, I'm sorry. Then don't get.
If
don't
they,
paid.
work?
if they have a track record of having been reliable in the past,
Okay.
great. But there's this concept of being aware of your runway, right? If it's an individual who hasn't built up that runway and is going through something, I don't have.
Fair
I-
enough.
You understand what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. If somebody goes through an issue, I have people in my office that go through death in the families, or so. Of course, we're very sympathetic about it. I have people who got married, and I make fun of them. Why are you getting married on my time? You know what I mean? Get married on holiday. But yeah, we understand all of that. But that's a week, 2 weeks, and we give you the vacation the time. But it doesn't go on and on and on. I can't deal with your issues or problems, especially when you're responsible to the community. And I try to go away for weekends. Linda likes when I go away for weekends, and I tell her we can't go away because we're responsible on Shabbos to go to the hospital. I had a young girl who just had a baby, Adina, and you girls should know this. Beautiful young girl. I helped her in the house. Wonderful girl, and she had a cesarean section. And my daughter-in-law took her time after she had it and stayed home, relaxed. This girl is a doer, a shaker, mover like you, Adina. Doesn't want to stop. And she had the baby, and she went out, and she got sick, and she went back. And I called her up one day when she was in the hospital. And I want to go away for the weekends, but I heard she was there, and I didn't want to go away because I knew she needed my visit. I knew she had to be there. And I walked in there. You girls are all crybabies. You are. Don't even tell me that. Every time I see somebody, they're always crying, one of you women. So anyways,
Only women cry?
Yeah.
I think you cry, just nobody sees.
I don't cry.
Maybe cry
I
more
don't-
Cries
quickly.
inside.
I don't. Yes, I do
The
cry.
little boy in him is
No,
crying.
I was never a little boy. I cry for the rest
No,
of
it's
you.
tough. You're taught that
Not
men
for
aren't allowed
myself.
to cry and
Men
women
are not
cry
allowed to
all the
cry. I
time, and
tell
then we
my
live by
boys-
these
Yeah, I
stereotypes.
tell my boys they can't cry. Anyways,
That's
so we were-
terrible.
So me and Linda were sitting in the car and we called her. We're not going away for the weekend. We're going to come see her. And she started crying on the phone. I said, "What's wrong? I'm back in the hospital." I'm sitting over there. I says, "Anybody with you?" She says, "No." I says, "What do you want to eat for lunch?" She says, "I want hamburger from Upside Down Hamburger." Upside.
Yeah,
Never
I've
heard of this
Yes,
place?
I've heard of it.
I never heard of it. I ran over there. I bought hamburgers. Linda couldn't cover me. She dropped me off at the hospital, did her shopping, and called me. She'll be back in half an hour. I had lunch with the young girl. Me and her had hamburgers. Oh, wonderful Upside Down Hamburger. Even though they're
Yeah.
not paying us for the commercial. And so these are responsibilities you can't walk away from. Esty. Daily, you are given a response, whether you're doing it for free or you're doing volunteer. There's no such thing you can start. Oh, today I'm stopping. You must be committed to your job every day. You think I don't want to just sit at home and watch television all day long? I would have a great
It
time.
gets boring real
It's
fast.
also about having a worker that communicates. If they're anticipating that they're not going to be well enough to come to work tomorrow, then an accountable, healthy communicator will say, "I'm just giving you heads up." They're not going to not show.
Right.
When you don't show and you don't
That
communicate.
means they don't think it's important. It's not a priority.
Not important, but
Right.
you're messing up the next day's work or you're messing up a client
Right.
that needs you today. And there's no such thing as the world stops because you stop. The world continues
Yeah.
on. Just find a way to turn over. Like when I have to go away for a weekend, I turn over my volunteer duties to somebody else. And then somebody gives me there and we both share each other's time. Same way in the office. If I have to go away, I tell my partner to cover for me, even though he doesn't. Penny's like lazy.
You love hating on him.
I don't hate on him, just that he lost a lot of weight. He exercises 12 hours a
You're
day.
jealous.
I'm not jealous. He's just lazy. He should be working.
How could he be
instead.
lazy? You just told me he exercises 12 hours a
But
day.
he shouldn't be exercising. He should be working.
But you can't call him lazy then because he's doing something.
He's not doing what I want.
Basically.
Anyways, Adina, as we're coming to the end of the show, I want to ask you another few things. Will you, can you get, are you young enough? Are you inspiring enough to get young people together in more of a volunteering force for our community, to go out, not just knocking on doors, actually checking up on people, helping, like we have so
That'd
many.
be great to make social events of volunteering where people can make friends and help out with something that's
'Cause
not
all
so
the
So in
non-
hard.
order to get the younger generation involved in what's going on a local level, you need to use the platforms that they have their eyeballs glued to, which is Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, right? So when we
But the religious girls don't have that.
That's not true. That's not true. Maybe they're not using their real usernames, but they do have it.
But shouldn't
Yeah.
you be
Everyone has a smartphone in their
wouldn't you be
pocket.
knocking on school doors and asking to speak to them and say,
Oh,
listen,
absolutely. But what I'm trying to say is that the way you sustain that organization and keep them motivated and inspired and feeling like it's trendy and cool and it's altruistic is by using the platforms where their eyeballs are at, which is social media, which is exactly where my expertise are.
by the way, before we end the show, just for your knowledge, we don't only have to make marijuana legal and use that tax money. There are so many other things in this city that we can, they want to open up, the governor wants to have a tax in the middle of the city of a new toll that if you drive in from another town, you have to pay a toll for driving through Manhattan.
No.
It's a congestion pricing tax, which is, I'm against it.
They need to build another bridge.
Not a bridge, just a toll booth in the middle of the city. When you pass by with a different license plate, you have to pay $2 more.
Oh, what do you think about
So there's so many other ways that
okay.
you can tax millions of people that come in through the city. $2,
But this
$1.
is happening anyways, and it's happening in a way that is wasting resources. When the NYPD is responding to a neighbor who's saying, "Oh, I think there's kids next door," or "I think someone's getting high," or whatever, this is wasted resources.
Well, and standing, a police officer standing on a corner on Avenue P and Quinton Road, where you can only make a right turn from the right lane and a left turn from the left. And if you don't move quick enough, if somebody's double parked, they're so smart because it's so complicated on that corner. Nobody's speeding, nobody's getting a right. This is where the cops do. They're able to sit there, hide in a corner, write 4 tickets a day. Now each guy is getting
or the
30
guy who got a ticket and he was dead and
Right, you
this
heard
guy
about that?
died in his car. He was there for 2 days. His friend finally came to look for him. When he got there, there was his friend dead in the car with a ticket on his window, which means somebody gave the guy a ticket and didn't notice he was dead, which is so messed up. Yeah.
Well,
That's very
anyways,
disturbing.
yeah, and it's a true story.
And what
That's-
about visiting a prison? I feel like people should pay for the right to try being a prisoner for a day. It would make sure that the prison systems are kosher, and people could pay to experience it.
I
Parents
keep
could
telling-
bring
I
their
keep
kids.
so
telling
important.
Esty not
I think
to
it's
talk
so
about that.
important.
Anyways, well, let's Esty. I think we could take a caller before the show ends. Let's get one call in.
Okay.
Hello, you're on the air with Heshy, Esty, and Adina. You got 1 minute.
You said the Y is closing. I thought the Y is moving. They said they're switching buildings.
I heard that they're giving it away. I don't know where they're switching to. They can't
They
switch
said
it.
New Utrecht, the Harmon Terrace, that building.
I don't know how they're able to take over a building. I mean, who's paying for it? Who's buying it? It doesn't work like that.
That organization said they're switching buildings.
Bubba, you
yeah.
can't do that, but you're not allowed to do that. Building
Right.
belongs to. I know you don't. That's the problem, and it's just happening behind the scenes. Like Simcha Felder should be thrown out of office, but Frank Sedio believes that he's going to protect him because he gives Frank Sedio money. I mean, Simcha Felder, who double-crossed our party, double-crossed our people, does nothing most of the time. Really, I really don't know what he does.
Are you going to be on next week?
We are going to be. Why wouldn't we be on? What's next
Purim.
week?
Next week is Purim.
Wednesday is prayer?
Yes.
Behind the Cestus next Wednesday. Esty knows
Should we
that.
try Monday?
No, we can't do that. We're going to have to be. We're going to have to talk about.
Wednesday,
I'm not coming here Wednesday.
Really?
It's Purim. I have so much going
Wait a minute,
on.
Wednesday night is Purim or Wednesday night is
Wednesday
Wednesday?
night.
night's Megillah night.
Wow, we bet we're not going to be
We gotta
on
work
there.
on that.
We're
I
gonna
gotta
work on
hear
that.
you. That'll be
Thanks for
on
reminding
night
us.
then.
We're almost off there. Thank you for your call,
you, sir.
caller. Thank you. Adina, you've been wonderful.
Thank you for
This has
having
been a
me.
great show. I hope you've been informed. Flatbush people, come out, vote for Adina or send your money. Act Blue.
Consult yourself, not your rabbi.
ActBlue, ActBlue.com, and also look for Adina for Flatbush. And come out. I want to raise her a lot of money, guys. Show her what the Just Enough Heshy Show fans can do. Good night. See you maybe next week.
Спонсор точного